Coach, thank you for joining us for another edition of our Coaching During COVID series. I've got Coach David McLaughlin of the men's basketball team here with me. And Coach, we're just going to start off a little bit about what your guys are doing right now. You know, the season was canceled, unfortunately, but there's still a lot of work to be done here to prepare for the next season when it comes around. So what are you guys doing on the court and off the court to prepare?
Yeah, so you have to look at it in a couple different ways because we don't have the entire team together, right? So whatever we're doing in different parts of the country and sometimes different parts of the world. So I think one thing is making sure that we are getting together at some point, at least once a week in a virtual setting or in the same room, so to speak, and making sure that we are, besides that, making sure the coaches are staying in constant communication with our guys. Many people, you talk about the negatives of COVID and how hard it is for these student athletes. But at the same time, I think we have to see it as an opportunity, and an opportunity of where can we continue to develop or help to develop our guys, help to educate, help to develop them holistically. And I think one has been the relationships we are building with them. I think besides that, is being on the court. We're excited when we do have the opportunity to be on the court with them. We had a great fall, and we did a lot of skill work in the fall, and we're doing a lot of skill work now. And I think the guys appreciate that. They would love to play, but I think the ability to spend quality time on individual work and really break down someone's game has been special.
There's no doubt that the players, I'm sure, are disappointed as the coaches that you're not on the court competing against other teams. So how do you keep morale up in this situation?
We are going to get back on the court eventually. And when we do get back on the court, you have to be ready. So I think part of that is the trust that's built through these relationships that I previously mentioned. And, just letting guys know that we're not trying to hide anything here. This is not easy. This is hard. It's hard for the players. It's hard for the coaches. And we want to try and get the most out of it. So just know that whatever work you're putting in now is going to help you prepare for the next time we get on the court as an entire program.
So when it comes to recruiting and working with, the next round of athletes that are coming to Dartmouth College, how has the pandemic affected the way you go about your business in that arena?
Think outside the box, and recruiting has now become a completely virtual environment. So, we might have young men that are scheduled to come here next year that we might have never met face to face, or they might have never stepped foot on campus. So it's how do you evaluate? How do you educate, and how do you build relationships, meaningful and lasting relationships in this virtual environment? And I feel like our staff has done a terrific job of that thus far.
And a little bit about you personally here, Coach. How's the family doing, and how are you guys all coping with the pandemic? I noticed that you got the pandemic beard going these days.
I do a little bit of the beard, but I think it's a blessing in disguise, right? Allowed to spend a lot more time with the family, especially during the season. That's very difficult. Recruiting travel, that's very difficult to do. So as hard as it is not to have access to facilities or things like that, the quality time spent with the young family and my wife has just been awesome. And I'm not going to forget that. And maybe that shifts how you do things in the future and how you prioritize things and how you are structuring your day. And I think I've loved that part of it. And, I'm excited. I'll leave the office at a relatively good hour today. Normally this time of year, we might be on the road, and we might not, might have left Friday morning before they, or Thursday night, and not see them, and then not home until the wee hours of Sunday morning. So, you have these quality days, and you have to take advantage of it.
One last thing for you, Coach. Thinking about the Dartmouth fans out there, what can they expect to see from your team the next time they get the chance to watch your team compete on the court?
Yeah, I love that question. I think we're going to see a hungry team, because a team that has not been able to play for a while, a team that's going to be very competitive, a team that's going to be excited to play together. So a selfless team, and a young, hungry, talented, selfless team. And, it's the things we want to define us, and that's what's going to carry this program moving forward.
All right, Coach. Well, thank you for your time. I appreciate you taking the time to speak with us, and good luck with whenever you can actually get your full team back together and get things moving forward again.
Thanks, Rick. Go Big Green.